we're kind of testing out this. Is this like the thing? It's like YouTube, like go live together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never tested this before. I mean, everybody knows by now, Vahagan, I can't stand you. I think you're terrible, but this is a good opportunity for me to learn. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
This
this is
is
actually this is pretty cool actually.
no, it's cool. I think we're gonna be able to see some chat on the bottom there. As
Oh,
soon
that
as
would
it
be sweet.
as soon as we get some video, as soon as we get some guests on here.
I will say
Uh
though, like my head because of this, like it does kind of look like a peanut. It's got like a weird.
no, it's cool, man. This is cool.
Yeah,
Z5 II,
this is
man. Damn.
um I wanted so badly to make some content on it
Yeah,
last week whenever it was just kind of like in the rumor mill, but I've been
yeah,
kind of trying not to do some of the stuff like when there's like no information, but I am really excited about it because like I'm a big Z5 fan because like I think that's like an unsung hero of like the camera market. Like you have to have something in that space and it's really important to like a lot of people. And I'm a D610 kid, right? I was the guy with the camera with a really great camera that got no love, you know? Like it got no love. And the Z5 didn't get any love for a long time and it's a great camera.
yeah. Hey, man, I'm trying to compete with you with the.
Oh, do I get that beer going?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
trying to compete
you're
with you.
gonna have to work on this too. Like half of this came from here.
So, what do you think, man? Have you watched some of the videos on announcement?
Yes, and it's actually Nikon may have shot itself in the foot a little bit on it
Uh huh.
because I think most people that buy a Z6 III aren't video people, right? Most people that are like video people, they're probably not like I mean they've probably got like a Z9 already, right? If they're a Nikon.
Yeah.
And as far as like the way it performs, I love the Z9. Like the feeling of it is what I love. But technically, the Z5 II has absolutely it has more than I actually need, and so it's kind of a it's for people that just want photography, which I think is most of my audience. I think it's a Z6 III killer for people that just shoot photography. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why spend more if you're
Well,
just a photo first guy?
let's see. What does the Z5 II have? No, what does the Z6 III have that the Z5 II does not?
Like, what? No
Look,
crop at 4K 60.
okay, that's one. No, a partially stacked sensor. You got it on the
Right?
Z6 III.
Most most people aren't shooting things that they worry about warping. I'd argue.
Okay. So if I'm doing portraits,
Z5 II, baby. Save the money. Save the money. Save the money. You know
wedding
that's one.
photography. I mean, except for what? I mean, what's high action in wedding photography?
Yeah,
There's nothing like
are you
that.
worried? Are you worried about warping in the bouquet when they throw it? Because that's the only thing that moves real fast. You know.
Actually, that's pretty cool. But no, what else? The screen on top.
Yeah, which I never
Um,
use anyway, personally. I like it because
so
it's cool. Like the same thing with
yeah.
the screen on top of the lenses. Never used them. They just look cool. It feels futuristic. You know.
So that's it. I mean, is there anything else you could think of that?
Well, I haven't dug into the specs that much, but just like from what everyone was posting this morning, like I was just looking at it and like the rudimentary stuff, I haven't gotten into the nitty-gritty, but I think the frames per second are plenty for like most people. I think the BSI fixes the one problem that the Z5 had, in my opinion, was it kind of got noisy fast to my eye. But I also like I'm digital noise's worst enemy. Like I'm such a hater, you know. But it realistically in printing you never see it. But the low light performance wasn't stellar, but the BSI is gonna fix that, you know.
Dude, I own a ZF,
Hmm.
and let me tell you that I'm guessing it's the same sensor as a ZF.
Well, see, everyone was saying that they're like, well, it's the same thing as the Z6 and the Z6 II, and it has more in common with the Z6 III. And I was looking at it, I'm like, it looks like it has everything in common with the ZF
Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it's
as
the
far as
same
the
sensor as the.
guts.
I don't think it's the same sensor as the Z6 because my ZF is cleaner
Hmm.
in high ISO shooting than my Z6
Hmm.
original. But
The, the original
that
Z6 is a
ZF
great sensor, though. It's a
it
great,
it
great
it
sensor.
it does, but
Yeah.
the ZF is cleaner.
Hmm.
ZF is cleaner. So I'm guessing it's just, 24 megapixel fine. We don't get the partially stacked. That's fine. But what's your take on the price?
I
Like, what
think
do
the
you think of the
price.
price?
I think the price. It's kind of about where. So whenever I was like initially thinking of what I'd like to see in the version 2, it's exactly where I thought it was going to be. Um, if it got all the things that like I wanted, like BSI and IBIS. I wanted BSI and IBIS, and
Yeah,
the Z5 had the IBIS, didn't have the BSI. Um, and so I thought that it would probably go up, but they did deliver a lot more frames per second than I thought they were going to. And
yeah,
with that, like the way that it turned out, I think it's a really, really good deal. I mean, it's almost a Z6 III, right?
almost. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can only pinpoint three or four things that are different.
Right, and I think the few things that it maybe I guess you could call like below or inferior, I don't think it matters to like most people that are like I said, I come from the D610 world, and so the D610 people were not people that were wanting to shoot crazy amounts of action. Now,
Mm,
the Z5 II you can definitely get some action with. Like it's fast enough for that. Because people now think that if it doesn't have 15 to 20 frames per second, it's slow, and that was like ungodly
yeah,
speed like 7 years ago. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
10 frames per second, mechanical or 11, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's plenty good.
that's plenty, dude.
That's
That's
plenty.
plenty. People got by with a lot less not that long ago.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So yeah, I think the price. I think it's a really really good value for what you're getting out of it. I'd like to get my hands on one. I really would. I wish I'm the biggest. I think I'm the biggest cheerleader for the Z5 that was on YouTube after like the hype of its launch died. Like I actually had it. Yes, I have a Z9. I have a Z8, and I also still use my Z5, and I enjoyed using it because
Yeah.
there's something nice about a mirrorless camera that doesn't do all that much except have an incredibly good sensor. I still think that the original Z5 had one of the best sensors for like if you wanted to go out and do black and white, and so you take your pictures knowing that you're going to turn them black and white. It just had such a crispy sensor in it. Like it was slow, even for like DSLR standards it was
Mm.
slow. The autofocus wasn't that great, didn't have all the bells and whistles, and the bells and whistles it had, it wasn't super duper accurate, but it was just such a good rendering sensor. So I was a
Yeah.
huge fan of the Z5. The only reason I got rid of it is because I got the Z6 III, and that fulfills, we do the YouTube thing, and so it's like I'm not uber famous. I don't make a ton of money on here, and so I have to have the right tool for the job. And unfortunately, the Z6 III does offer better video features than the Z5 did. So as
So you
my
got
WCF,
6,000 nits on the Z6 III, which you don't even use on the EVF, right?
no, I nobody no, that nobody should do that. Honestly, that's bad. That's probably bad for your eyes.
Then you got 3,000 nits on the Z5 II.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's
You're,
fine.
you're actually probably never gonna do that outside of auto. Like if
Yeah,
you probably have to go manually set it to get it like this 6,000 nits on the Z6 III. You're not gonna get that in any situation probably.
yeah. No, I was just when it comes to price, I was just thinking when the Z5 came out, well, it was a lot less than this thing.
I,
1,700 versus what was it? 14 at launch.
I,
The other one.
I 12 or 14 or something. I don't know. You can get Z5s all day now for like $800, and so I don't remember what it launched at.
So
I
it's
mean, I can find out. I got
I
my
think it
computer.
was 12 or 15. No, it was 14 or 13, something like that. But my thing is, okay, $1,700 buys you into the full frame world,
Hmm.
the modern full frame world. There's nothing below it, meaning with the new tech. For some, that might be a little pricey. So for some, they'd revert back to a Z50 II,
Yeah,
or something like that. That's less money.
13.99
That
by the way.
Yeah, 1,400. So
Yep.
we're looking at about 700. I mean, 300 more.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're not getting any chat. Everybody, there's 14 viewers right now, and
Yeah.
we're
It
not
says
getting
welcome
any.
to live. Can somebody say something just so we can see if it works?
Yeah, somebody type something in the chat.
Yeah,
so
there's like nothing.
so this is ZWade Photo. You guys, if you don't know, it's a YouTube channel, ZWade. And I kind of like. I mean, I there we go, Richard.
Hey, there we
Hi,
go. What's up,
hey,
Richard? Hey, I can see it too live. That's cool, man.
yeah, that's cool. Hi, Richard. How are you? You're doing great things on your channel, dude. Love you, the
Thank you.
growth.
Thank
He
you. I
said
appreciate
something. He said something.
that. Smart aleck.
John Morel, how you doing? So we basically just giving our first thoughts on this Z5 II. We've seen the videos. I've seen quite a few. I like what these guys are doing with it. I like Petapixel's review. They went out all out and they got some nice scenery and nice sample images and video.
Hmm.
They did good, but it's fine. There's nothing really that I don't like about this camera. You know,
Hmm.
only the fact I wish it had 4K 60 full frame. But I mean, I think I'm asking for too much.
Yeah, there. I mean, if it had that, then it would just nobody would ever buy a Z6 III again. And I think it's already people that were saving their money
Yeah,
slowly. They probably already have enough money now to get the Z5 II. But like as far as price goes, I try to think about where we've been and where we are, and so I still, and maybe it's foolish to do this, but in this video that I literally just exported, like members haven't even seen it yet because I haven't uploaded it to YouTube yet. I mean, it was exporting when you said, "Hey, you want to try out this live together Facebook thing," and it tackles like some things about pricing, and so something I said in there, like as I was scripting it, and it didn't really like I guess resonate until I was editing it, and I noticed that I said it was the price is like uh, affordability is being uh, determined, or the expectation is being set by the consumer and not the business, and that's an issue. So people, Nikon isn't throwing a 5,000% markup on their stuff. They can't lose money on stuff. And whenever I look at something, if I'm kind of set back by the price, I think about where we've been. So I'm a D610 guy because a
yeah,
D610 filled all of my needs, and it was basically the DSLR equivalent of the Z5 series. It's the entry into full frame. And so my first D610 I paid over $2,000 for brand new. And so I look at what the Z5 II does versus the Z610 or the D10, the D610, and I'm like, wow, like it's way more camera. It's way faster. The autofocus features, and I look at that as the entry into full frame is cheaper than it ever was. That's how I look at it. So yeah, it's maybe disheartening to some people that the Z5 II is $300 more than the Z5 was at launch, but we're talking runaway inflation since then, right? And I'm looking at that and I'm still seeing a camera that's way better than the old entry into full frame. It's way better than the previous model, like way better. And it's only $300 more,
yeah.
you know?
And back
That
when the D 600 or 610 was 2,000, you said,
yeah, that's
um,
the first time I bought one, that was the going rate.
and that was back in the day. Money is worth less now. I mean, you know what I mean? Like back in
Yeah.
the day, money.
Yeah, that would have
So
been, oh god, I don't even remember what year that was. 17, 16.
probably, yeah. So you are. I mean, I think we're spoiled when it came out. Like the Z9 came out, and we were kind of like, wow, 5500 for his flagship. And
Yeah,
then we were kind of like, okay, what else can Nikon do?
yeah.
And so I really didn't see this camera going below 1500 for some reason because of everything that it would do. But again, I mean, it smokes the Canon offering like out of the
Oh,
water.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The R8, but the R8 is cheaper. It's an older camera as well.
yeah, yeah.
But man, I don't know. I'll wait to see how this thing does as far as sales go right now.
I think
Like,
it's gonna sell better than the Z5.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah, I
definitely.
think it's like the Z5, the Z5 gained appreciation like a little bit later after launch. It was
Mm,
kind of like a D500 kind of situation. Like it launched and it was okay sales, but over time people are like, dude, this is like a great camera, like And so that's kind of what the Z5 did. Like I noticed when the Z5 was fairly new, I made some videos and they were pretty good, but over time those videos they went like this on their trajectory. Like over time, they didn't just grow like this, they actually ramped up, right? Because people, I think that's with people kind of realizing, like, dude, this thing is $1,000 and I'm not going to use half of what the $2,000 next step up is going to do.
yeah.
I think this is a camera for like 90% of people. I just had a guy today before I saw the Z5 II had like was announced and before I saw the specs and everything like that. He was telling me he's D5600 and he's looking to go mirrorless. And he was like, I'm not sure if I should go Z52 or like Sony A60 something hundred whatever. And I told him I was like, well, I would look at he wants to do macro and then travel vlogging. And
Yeah.
so I told him I was like the Z52 is probably like a good place to be for your travel vlogging and stuff like that. Good image quality, quick shutter speed. And then I saw the Z52 launch and I was like, I went back and I said, I should add, you need to look at the Z52 because for your macro, or the Z5 II, I said for your macro, you might appreciate focus stacking. I found out today that the Z52 does not have focus shift shooting.
Mm,
And I'm like, that's a huge ball drop because focus
mm,
shift shooting is incredibly useful. And
mm,
I told him, I'm like, dude, check out the Z5 II, you know, just before you make a decision.
yeah. Well, to me, I mean, if you think about back in the day, Nikon was had a lot of crop sensor cameras.
Hmm.
But now I think they're really pushing the full frame market really hard. Looking at all the lenses and the bodies, what we only have Z50, ZFC,
Z30,
C52, and that's it.
Z30.
Oh, and Z30. Okay,
Yeah,
forgot about that one.
I have a hard time considering. I guess I'm just like an old fuddy duddy. I have a hard time considering that one like a photo camera at all because it doesn't have a viewfinder. And I know that's ridiculous. It takes great images. I mean, I had one for a while. It was part of the channel.
The
But
Z30,
yeah,
you got rid of it?
yeah, I don't have that one anymore. I think I got rid of that one. Mm, I probably got rid of that one whenever I decided that my B-roll camera was gonna be the Z6 III.
Mm,
And oh, you know what? I got rid of the Z30 whenever I killed um the ZWade Photo podcast that I tried 5 episodes for. That was my side cam, and it was great because it had like the flip out screen. This is before the Z6 III, and I got it for that. But that whole concept didn't really go particularly that well. And it
mm,
is, I mean, how hard it is to take like an hour and a half worth of recording, sometimes longer, and compress it into a show.
yeah.
It's a lot of work, especially when you have people come back and and they say, "Hey, I feel like I sounded kind of funny whenever I said that, or I feel like that makes me look weird," and you're like, "Ah,
That's
okay,
why
cut it."
that's why I tell people, hey, no editing. This is what it is. I'm gonna
Yeah,
it goes straight to YouTube. There's not gonna be any cuts.
right.
But hey, there's a cool question here. I mean, what do you think of this? Wonder what the price will be after tariffs. I don't think they have room. I mean, I don't know. That's probably gonna hurt them if they even touch the price.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch that. I mean, I do follow politics like on my own time just to stay current, but I didn't see the billboard of what the percentage increases were for Japan. But if these things are coming out of China and
Well, who
Taiwan,
knows? Maybe that $300 price tag additional is, preparing for those tariffs.
maybe
That's
I'm sure they factor it in because they're not going to
yeah,
launch something. I mean, they knew that you know April 2nd was going to be the day. They knew that was going to be the day whenever everything took effect. I doubt they would launch something and then have to raise the price.
yeah.
You
And they
know,
launched it April 2nd. I mean,
yeah, I
that's
I think
telling.
they knew. They probably knew. So they're probably factoring that in. So either
Yeah,
either Japan uh, starts working with the United States on some stuff, and the price comes down real quick, or Nikon just pockets the. I still
yeah,
think that price is fair. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how global economies work
yeah.
together.
Hey, Vic Romaine, what's going on? Hey guys,
Vic.
do me a favor. Whoever's in the chat, can you guys just give a thumbs up real quick? Just hit that thumbs up. Doesn't cost nothing. Get some likes going on over here. He says, John says, I live in Germany and the Z6 III went up $200 in a couple of stores already.
That doesn't make sense unless
What?
Germany's.
Yeah, what does it say on Germany's Nikon website? I mean, Nikon Europe's website.
It shouldn't matter because this is like America versus the world on trade, not Germany versus. It may that store may be taking advantage of the political climate.
Are you on a? Are you on Wi-Fi, ZWade? Do you have Wi-Fi connected to your phone?
Yeah, I have good Wi-Fi. Way.
Oh, okay.
Th-
No, you were chopping up a little.
Oh yeah,
How's my audio?
your audio is good. You kind of froze up
Okay.
for a second too, like with your eyes half closed. It wasn't a good time for it to drop out.
I saw this on Calumet.
Tariffs percentage.
Mr. Mugman, thumbs up.
Honestly,
What's
there's
up?
probably since here's something to think about. Since Japan or not Japan, Nikon already does a lot of stuff in like Taiwan. Is it Taiwan or oh shoot, it's Thailand, not Taiwan. But I say because Taiwan's building or they're dumping a lot of money into facilities here, and so I imagined if things were coming out of Taiwan, they probably get a break on it because they're working with the U.S. But
Hmm.
yeah, I
I don't
can't
know.
find anything definitive. I'd have to dig a little bit deeper.
I don't know,
Ten
John.
ten
Maybe that's
percent.
something
Okay,
that's something
Japan
the store's doing.
20,
Maybe.
24%. Yeah, that sounds like something that the store is doing, man, because there's like I said, this is the United States tariffs on other countries and most of them like reciprocal. So the ones that are at 10%, we'd probably give them 10%. The ones that are, you know, 67%, like China has like 67% tariffs on us and we hit them with like 30%. So being kind of nice to them, I guess. But
Yeah, I heard that everybody was going out on April Fool's Day and buying cars if they were into if they wanted an import.
oh
They were
yeah.
just heading over in the U.S. Yeah, they were heading over to these dealerships and buying. I don't know, but as far
Yeah,
as the Z, yeah,
We'll,
what were
we'll,
you
we'll,
saying?
prob- we'll probably see price increases on just about everything that we do on Godox, which is China, which is, I mean, the problem is everything is made. There's a bunch of American companies, but everything is built somewhere else.
Yeah,
So it's got to come from somewhere. But what can we do?
no, yeah, no. So with the Z5 II, we have the
Hmm.
Z6 III, we have the Z8, Z9, ZF. Pretty much, I mean, excluding a ZDX 500, we pretty much have it all.
Hmm.
We don't need anything else. I mean, I'm saying Nikon shooters don't. I mean, what else do you want to see? I mean,
I want to see what Nikon can do with other numbers. A Z1, a Z2, a Z3, a Z4.
yeah,
I want some like outlandish stuff. Like even if they did something like there's I don't know, I've heard some people say like Albert Jimenez, perfect example. That guy's like an adapter freak, right? He's got like an adapter for everything. And so when he says that he thinks that the Z lenses could they could cover a medium format sensor, I
yeah,
kind of believe him because he lives inside the mount of his cameras with all these adapters. And then some people are like, no, it's not like quite there to like do it. But even if Nikon did not quite a medium format sensor, but something a little bit bigger, something totally new that gets kind of a wider pixel density for like better, higher megapixel and just slightly bigger sensor to where you get a little bit different of like a noise performance, but like more resolution. Um, Something like that would be like really really cool. Like something that's just a bigger sensor that could still they just adjust the mount to the flange distance or whatever to make it happen. I don't know how that works, but I'd like to see something like kind of wacky like that, something really unique. You know, that's like
no,
only Nikon is doing this. Like it's not a medium format, but it's like a if they call it like a I don't know like a oh gosh like a step below a medium format, like a schmedium format. Just something
yeah,
something a little different. And a
no,
Z7 III, John Morrell says I'd like a Z7 III. I would too, and I still want that to be a macro photographer's dream, like high megapixel. You
yeah,
know
like yeah, something to rival an A7 R5.
exactly. And I want them to start doing the A7. I don't know how many Sony cameras have it, but the A7R5 is the only Sony camera I've used that had it. But I loved the way that their screen worked because
Yeah,
I hate flippy screens, but
hmm,
I do need one sometimes. But I don't shoot photography with it. Like the whole flip out and then like off to the side, like with the Z6 III, that it really irritates my neck and my back because I have injuries. And I know that sounds really petty, but just like squatting down, I love the low angle shots. Squatting down and just kicking my head, like not being centered of the camera, it just irritates my nerves. You know,
mm,
and so, but the A7R5 fixed that. It'll do this, it'll do that, and it'll flip around. Really good idea. I think everybody should rip it off and just pay the lawsuit for it because I want it.
yeah, right. I think they own the patent on that design. I don't think there's a way around it. They really scored with that design. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
The biggest complaint I hear about flippy screens for still shooters is that thing that you were talking about being center of the camera when you're tilting the screen up or down. Um, but at the same token, video vloggers, shooters, they love that.
yeah,
YouTube guys that do YouTube videos love that. I love that. I mean, I love a flippy screen.
yeah. I mean, I have to have at least one camera that does it.
Mm.
Because I tell you what, man, like walking around with that Atomos Ninja 5 on top of a camera adds a ton of weight. That thing is a monster. It doesn't look that big, but it is a brick. I mean,
Mm.
it's thick glass, it's heavy. The batteries are, and you have to carry a bunch of batteries with those too. It's that like these things. I don't know if you remember those from your video days, but these things, the battery life
Yeah.
sucks on them, and so you got to
Mm.
carry a bunch of these. And so I absolutely hate. I was just watching Julia Trotti today. I'm gonna send her an email or something and be like, look, you got to tell me what you're using
Mm.
to capture the EVF of that Z5 because it's something that's in her coat pocket. Oh yeah, you got the big one. I need to get some big ones because the battery life on these sucks.
Thank you,
But
GVM.
yeah, but Julia Trotti she was recording the EVF of the Z5 II
Hmm.
which I like doing on my channel, but I don't do it that much because that thing is so annoying. And like when you go vertical, it just wants to keep going. It's so
Uh-huh.
heavy. And she had like a cable that was like going to like her pocket. And I'm like, what is that? Because if you have something that small, I want it. You know,
Get this. Get
buy
this
it.
thing.
What is that?
This thing lets you record your EVF on your iPhone.
No way.
Yeah, so you basically it runs on those kind of batteries.
Uh-huh.
HDMI in,
Does that
and
fit pretty easy in like a pant pocket or something?
yeah,
Or
you can
coat
hot
pocket?
shoe it. You could hot shoe it, and you can put your iPhone on here.
I'm trying to get it off of my camera because I
Oh, you're
can't
trying to
I
get it
can't
off.
yeah, I can't use flash whenever I have that on there.
Well, then you can put it in your pocket. Just get a long enough HDMI cable.
Okay, so it is like pocketable then.
Yeah,
That's
battery
sick. Yeah.
operated. It's like a
Yeah.
hundred and some dollars
Send me the
from
details on
Axon.
that. Oh, well, see,
You-
Axoon, I tried something from Axoon. It was like a little like sender and like receiver that you plug into your phone.
mhm.
And I went out and I shot, made sure it was recording, and it just randomly stopped after a minute, and it was like a 1 hour shoot. And so it totally ruined, like, it
No,
totally
but
ruined
this
the
thing
shoot.
is called the Axon Simo,
S
and
E M O.
SEEMO. Yeah. And this thing will let you live stream. This thing will let you do a bunch of stuff.
That's sick.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
hook up. Send them an email. They might even send you one for to review.
Oh, really? Yeah, I might have
That's
to,
what they
might have
did.
to hit him up, check it out.
Yeah.
Because I
It's.
love I love the look. Like I just recently did that Nikon Z6 III eye tracking. Like I
Mhm.
mean I knew it was good because I've used it a bunch of times, but I'd never really done something specific for the channel. And so I did that and I was like I forgot just how much it adds to the to like a YouTube video to have the EVF in there. You know, I forgot just like how much better it makes a video. It's another scene, another look, you
Dude,
know?
you record the EVF. It has the app. You download the app on your phone.
Hmm.
You open the app. You could see the damn camera. You record it, and it saves it right on your camera roll when you're done.
That's so sick. I need
And then
that.
you get home and you transfer it on your computer through uh, drop AirDrop.
Yeah, airdrop. Yeah, airdrop it.
Boom, that's it. So
I love that. Yeah,
uh,
because on this Atomos, you have to use these, and these things transfer so slow.
uh,
These things are horrific, dude. And it's you don't have any of these. Like it's I mean it's literally like a hard drive, so you have to buy like a hard drive transfer cable, and it's just so it's such a pain. Like
that's
that
too many.
sounds.
That's too many gadgets, man.
I know, man. I'm gonna be looking at that. I got it written down here, because I like having the EVF in there. You know, I never liked not being able to use my flash because I got to put that on top because it's too big for my pocket. You know,
Yeah, that's
dude,
really cool though.
the world of a
It'd be cool if
YouTuber is just so much crap. I have a shelf full of crap that I need sometimes.
it'd be cool if the camera manufacturers actually had a feature where you can actually just record the EVF.
Yeah, too, like your
Like,
secondary card slot.
yeah, I mean,
That'd be so
the
sick.
consumer doesn't need that, but the content creator needs it. So I don't know.
Oh, dude, you if Nikon was the first one to do that, I bet you would have a bunch of content creators that are like, dude, I'm getting at least one Nikon camera. That way I can do
Imagine the first card records the actual footage, and the second card you could set it to actually record all the information from the EVF,
yeah,
which that'd be pretty awesome. You
yeah.
know. So Robert Varner says, watching unboxing videos gives me my Nikon camera satisfaction.
No, I like doing that sometimes too. Like I don't watch a ton of like photography content on YouTube. I'm usually watching like documentaries and stuff or
Mm,
like crime, like true crime stuff. But I do enjoy things that I really enjoy, like the 35 millimeter f1.2. It's a little early for those, but like once those start getting into people's hands in like a few months, I like watching the videos of like people just being so happy with how awesome something is, you know? It's like I
yeah.
already know it's great. Like I don't need like reinforcement that I made a purchase that I'm okay with. I just like watching people enjoy the things that I enjoy and being like, "Oh my gosh, look how pretty it is. Look how sharp," and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but
I like
people want to see it before
enthusiasm.
they buy it. I mean, hey
Yeah,
Vic,
yeah.
what are you talking about, Vic? He said Fujifilm did it first, GH, next then Sony did it. What did they do? Um, but you know what I want to see, because I like the camera brands right now. They're all going in different directions. If you noticed,
Mhm.
it's a little different. Like Canon's got their R1 and their R5, and they got their crop sensor kind of nice tech body. Nikon's got their thing that they're doing with their bodies and red.
Mhm.
Sony's pretty much AI and all this stuff. But I like what Sony's doing with the. I really love the A7S, model. A super low light, 12 megapixel, like videographer's dream camera.
Mhm.
And there was hints and rumors about Nikon actually making like an FX3 type, Sony
Yeah.
FX3 type Cinebox kind of camera. That would be awesome. Put some red stuff in there. That'd be a hit, you know. I don't know.
It,
It's an
I
idea.
will say, so I watch every year. Like I don't watch Frono's photo like that much, but I've always watched his April Fool's things, and just saying, dude, whoever did the mock-up of that Z9 II with the red button, dude, that looked sick. I'm like, that is a cool looking camera. Like I've said, I don't need a Z9 II because I don't even use everything that my Z9 has to offer, but like it looked so good. I was like, aesthetically, that makes me think. Like if I knew it was fake because it's always he always does something on April Fool, so it's a bit of a tradition. But I was like, I want that to be true because it looks so slick, just with the red buttons on it. So dope,
Hmm.
dude.
Oh,
Whoever
Mr.
made that mock
Mugman,
up.
Mr. Mugman says he was
Oh,
referring to the design of the Sony. Okay, I didn't
oh.
know that. I really didn't know
Maybe the
that.
patent's open now.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, yeah, that thing with the Z9 II mock-up, everything he said on that was realistic. I was like, well, that makes sense. Okay, that
It
makes
it
sense.
was it was believable. So like a lot of the times what he does, like he starts off the videos kind of serious and then it gets like sillier and sillier and sillier. And then like by the time he got to the teleconverter, it's like this is ridiculous. But you're kind of right. Whenever he was running through the things, I'm like that doesn't sound very fake. And so whenever I
Yeah.
saw you make your video saying like maybe he's got inside knowledge and maybe it's not a joke, I don't think he's that foolish, but that is a conspiracy I might dive into. Like, because I was like, I agree with you. It wasn't that outlandish, you know?
Yeah, and it sounded like what we want on the next generation.
Right?
That'd be nice, right? So, but I mean, I had to make that video because I was excited. And then he talked about Viltrox and the converters and
Yeah.
Sony A7 V, and then the Sony. I thought it was real. Like, okay, Sony A7 V. So what? Right?
I'm ready for not necessarily for me because I don't have any of it anymore, but I'm ready for that monster adapter, the screw drive focusing adapter. I'm ready for that to start hitting shelves, dude. That's gonna make a ton of people happy.
Yeah.
I'm really
No, yeah,
excited about that.
everybody's talking about that. And then everybody that talks about mounting Sony lenses to Nikon's Z mount, they're really happy with it. They're very happy with the Sony lenses on Nikon. Is
Hmm.
Nikon the only mount that's very, very
Yeah,
adapter friendly?
but because since it's the biggest, everything
Uh-huh.
else is smaller, and so it's easy to make an adapter that kind of compensates for the flange distance. Since it's the biggest, it only has to get to that flange distance where all these other lenses are smaller, right? So it's hard to go from, well, you can't go from like a Z lens like this to something smaller, but you can go something like this to something bigger. You
Yeah.
can't compensate for the fat rear Z mount.
And then Nikon's not making a stink about all these companies. They're not saying anything. They're not like disallowing it.
No.
That's pretty cool. Truth Seeker, that's a cool name. Truth
Yeah.
Seeker. Now I'm gonna watch the Jared April video.
Yeah.
So I watch him. I mean, I think he was a big inspiration to me my younger years.
Hmm.
Uh, I like his content. I think he can. I think he needs a new director in the house. I think he could do so much more with different type content.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because some of his stuff gets
He's kind of found his niche, you know, like
yeah.
he's kind of found what works, and he's doing that. But I mean, I always give credit where credit is due. Like when I first started shooting photography, this was well before he was at like a million, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I wanted to know what I was doing. His videos were very, very, very helpful in like my early photography career. And so like
But
if I ever met
but
him, I'd tell him I appreciate it, man.
yeah, but his videos in the beginning were different. Like one day, one week, you'll get a different video, like different video,
Yeah,
different video. Now it's like okay, news fix.
yeah. It was a lot more
This,
educational back in the day.
yeah. I think he's found his comfort zone, comfort
Yeah,
level, and he's like, okay, this works for me.
and
I don't need
honestly,
to.
he may have done all the education that there is. He's been in the game for a long time, so he may be out of things to teach. He's like, I've already got a video on the exposure triangle. I've already got it on how to do video on DSLR. You know.
Hey Van, what's going on? Yeah, the Z9 II news really got me on the April 1st. Hey guys, there's 28 of you on here. Please just hit that like button. Hey, for those of you who don't know who ZWade Photo is, he is this gentleman right here with the long beard. If you don't know or if you're not following his channel, go ahead and after this live stream, I'll put the link, but just go ZWade Photo. Give him a subscribe. Hit him with the
I
subscribe.
appreciate
We're just trying to grow our communities and
that.
just share the love and that's what we want. So
We're on the way to 10K over here, man.
yeah, you're kicking some butt, dude. I like
Try
what
it,
your
dude.
growth is. Your growth is up there. I like it.
It's going, dude. But I mean, I mean, you just wouldn't believe. Like, this is the old one. This is the old one, but I have one of these, and I have videos planned out to July.
You'd actually
Like,
plan your shit, huh?
yes, I do. Dude, and I've got this is I haven't mentioned this yet, but this is so. Have you seen that model that keeps popping up on my channel, Allie? She's
Yeah.
like my resident model, and so I give her a cut every video that she's in. I give her a cut of the revenue, and then she gets
Wow.
since she's the only model in um for my channel right now, she gets a cut of my memberships. And so if she appears in videos, she gets a cut, right? And then just because all of my member only content is 100%, um, you know, d- she's in like all of it because that's where I do like my fine art without the hateful eyes of YouTube telling me I can't. That's how I found my balance. That's where my motivation came from because I got burnt out on like I kind of felt like I was dance monkey dance on YouTube for a while because like I had to do what people wanted to watch and there was no time for me to do what I love. That was how I found my balance. And so uh, I don't believe in ghosts,
Mhm.
but she's into the paranormal, and so I am going to do. I have it planned. We are doing a photography ghost hunt with the Z9 and this thing. And I'm going to try to get a ghost on camera. And I think it's going to be fun because she's into the paranormal and I'm just going to be clowning the whole time. I think
That's
it's going to
cool.
be so much fun, dude. Just
That's
going out
cool.
somewhere like in the dark, like taking pictures of nothing, I think it's going to be
Yeah.
a blast. But like I've got all kinds of wacky stuff planned, really kind of branching out and trying to find a couple of new niches. But yeah, dude, I've got all that planned. I have a shoot by schedule and I have an edit by schedule, and I've got ideas out to July. So I mean, it's a grind, dude. It's such a grind, but I feel like I kind of hit my stride. Like I'm having more fun with YouTube now than I have
Yeah, of
ever,
course.
you know.
That's what
And
it's all about, man.
yeah, dude, like I'm having a blast. Um, some of the stuff I love the most that I think is the best, like actually showcasing what I can actually do, nobody really cares about. But my best work happens off camera anyway. You
Yeah,
know.
no, that's cool. Jared, Steven met Jared. That's cool. Hopefully he was a cool dude live. Yeah, I'd like to meet him too. Um, one day. I mean, I met him. We talked, but he was. I don't know. I don't want to get into that, but
I gotta hide my fine art. Hang on, sorry. I don't want to walk
so
down the hall and get you demonetized.
so you guys excited for the Z5 II? Yeah, I'll probably end up getting one just to get one and
I like
because
honestly, like if I could make the spread, Vahagan, if I could make the spread, I would sell the Nikon Z6 III and buy the Z5. But I just don't think I could pocket like $100 off it because like the Z5 II, I would probably enjoy shooting it more because I have such an appreciation just like for that market, for that the first step of full frame. I have a huge appreciation for that. Like it has a special place in my heart, and I don't see what I don't think I can make the spread.
yeah, well
I would
you pretty much you bought a lot of gear the last like year, man. You pretty much get anything that comes out.
well, not kind of, but like not exactly. So I knew that the 85 1.2 was coming, and so I started putting money aside way before that launched.
Yeah.
And the 35 1.2, I mean, anybody that watches my channel regularly knows that I've been like, Nikon, where is it? And then they dropped that little shadow picture, and then that disappeared. Like they teased us with it. And
Yeah.
so like a lot of this stuff, like I set money aside like a long time ago because I knew it was coming. Everything else, like there's been a lot of stuff that has come across my channel. Like the majority of the gear, it's been like stuff that I've rented because I wanted to get my hands on it, and then like I send it back, and then everything else, I actually don't. I mean, you lose money on every transaction, but what I end up doing most of the time, like 98% of the stuff that I've gone through since I started my YouTube, I usually end up selling it local. And so
Yeah.
I get the best price that I can, and whenever I do that, like I end up only having to put up a couple $100 to get the next thing that I need for the channel.
They just
And
think
so
of it as a channel investment.
that's what it is. And
Yeah.
actually the YouTube channel itself, it covers all the bills now, all the YouTube bills, because it's $70 a month for story blocks. It's Adobe or like Lightroom and Photoshop are up to $32. You know,
Mm.
and all that stuff. My studio rent, that gets covered by the YouTube revenue every month. All the rentals are getting covered by the YouTube revenue, and it's just
That's
like
cool.
the gear itself. The gear itself, I usually have to put up like my own money for, but I always make a pretty decent spread because and I actually saw that stuff for a good deal too. Like the Z5 I probably could have got $800. Like somebody told me that they'd give me $800 for it, and I was gonna like I was gonna do that, but I had somebody in my actual local kind of scene that they're like, hey, you're selling your Z5, and I was like, yeah, and they're like, how much you want for it? I'm like, well, I got an offer for 800, and they're like, dang it, and I was like, will you do $700? And they're like, I can do $700, and so I sold it to them for 700 because it was just
Oh.
somebody in my local.
So you sold it. It's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah,
35 is
yeah,
gone. Okay.
yeah. The Z5's gone. The Z30's gone. I only have,
You have the Z9.
yeah, Z9, Z8, and Z6 III.
Z6 III. You have the top three cameras.
Yeah, they
Okay.
the Z6 III literally only gets used for content creation. I don't grab that camera whenever I go out and shoot for
Yeah.
myself.
Hey, Mushy Mushy is in the house. What's up,
Mushy
David?
mushy. By the way, dude, is this the essence of life or what, dude?
I gotta have you on my chat on my live stream. I don't know if you're have days off on Thursday mornings.
No, I'm always working on
You're
Thursdays.
working, huh? Damn. Maybe we'll speak when we will schedule that for an evening show.
I can do things in the evenings, or if
I,
you wanted to like pre-record one or something.
I want you on my podcast. I want David on my podcast because I got some new things to talk. Yeah, I did a live stream with Jared long ago. That's when I was new. That thing got 30,000 views. But I was so happy just to be there. Like I really didn't concentrate on what I was going to talk about. It went well. I had two other people on there. I had Ike on there. I had Frames on there. Frames kind of got on his case, pissed him off.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey Jared, what's up, man? You're my idol, bro. Come on, man." Like,
I remember
and
that.
then
I wasn't going to say anything, but it did kind of start to derail at one point.
and then I was like, and then I emailed him for something else, and he kind of got irritated with me. He's like, "Hey man, you're just using me for like, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh," and then I kind of like let it go. You kind of have to be soft with these guys.
He wasn't being very personable at all the entire time though. I
Yeah,
mean,
I know. A lot
so
of
I
people
mean,
told me that. Like even like family members that are not into photography watch that show and they have no idea what we're talking about. But my niece told me that he's like he was like an ass,
yeah, he didn't seem like he was in a very good mood to begin with. And
Yeah,
then once frames started piling on the what do you hate Nikon
yeah.
like it just got worse. It was funny. That's good
Thirty
content.
thousand views, 28,000 views. I mean, that's an epic kind of live stream. For
Yeah, for
me
a
at
live
least.
stream, that's insane, dude.
No, I
Most
mean
people
not for the
maybe
views,
close
just
to
for like
200.
it's funny, It's just funny
Yeah,
what happened on there.
yeah, it is funny, dude. Nothing compares to that time that it was on Chuck's show, and they had that guy. I don't even remember his name, but they had that one guy that was he was always on the Saturday night shows drunk, and and he was going at it with the guy, and the guy said something. He was telling a story about his wife, and his wife came and like took off the headphones and was like, "He's done." And then at the same time, Roy Bixby was like, he was going like that and laughing, and then his wife was like, "Oh, great! I'm glad you think it's funny." And Roy goes like that.
That was that was the
It was
Christmas or New Year's Eve, the
yeah,
10
dude.
hour thing.
Oh, dude,
And
that was so funny, dude.
that whole thing with like, oh, he's done. Like, look,
Yeah,
they're all laughing at you. Look,
yeah. And then
he's like,
Roy went like this, like trying not
yeah,
to laugh. It was so funny, dude.
that was funny, dude.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that's ever happened on my show because it's always just me, you know.
Yeah, this is what you get when you have people like it. I think it's more like interesting, and it just the conversation's better. NLC portraits, two of my faves. Are you
Hey, I appreciate you.
talking about
If
us? All right, we'll take it. We'll take that compliment.
if you're talking to me, that was a little arrogant. I was like, hey, thanks, you know. I don't know.
But
He could be talking about the drunk wedding photographer for all I know. He's a good dude too.
right, right. I think David wanted to start a channel. I don't know what happened with that. But I man, if I'm in Kansas, I'm gonna come see you.
Yeah, dude, we'll get together and do something.
Come see you, make some content. You know,
I don't know why you'd ever be here, but
I don't know. I why not?
dude,
Why
I
not?
want to like whenever my when the channel gets to the point where I can actually go full time with it. That's what I the first thing I need the channel to pay for is a trip out to like actually like make content like in the field with other people. Because like this is I mean this is fun. We're having some laughs and stuff like that, but I don't think anything would compete with like actually getting out there and doing things with people. I would like honestly, if the channel could pay for it, I'd go all the way to Australia and see Matt Irwin to do a photo shoot. Let him
Yeah.
take me around the city at night or something. You know, it's like I don't care. I'll do it. Like that'll be a good time. You know, go out to Hollywood and do a shoot with you. You know,
Have you been to LA?
I've never been to California at all.
Never been to California at all.
Never been to
Wow.
Cali.
Have you been
Never
out of
been.
Kansas?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I was born in Texas and raised in Mississippi.
Wow.
Moved to Kansas. I've been through Colorado once. I've been in Colorado a couple times. Been up to all the states that Yellowstone consists of, and all the states to get there. And but no,
I was
I
what?
do it.
Remember back in the day? when you were talking about the live streams back in the day, I remember. Remember that? Remember Stu Blue?
Yeah. Stu Blue.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He started a pharmaceutical company.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he either started working for or started his own or something. But he was a police officer, I think. And then whenever those particular medicines for
Hey, hold
YouTube,
on, hold
talk
on,
about
hold on,
medicine.
hold on. I gotta say this. Hold on a second. I haven't said this in a long time. Ready?
Hmm.
You ready? Ready, Zach? All right. Moss man.
Mothman.
What's up, bro? He's in the house.
Have you been out of Kansas, Dorothy? Yeah. I haven't heard that one. Yeah. No, they actually, you know what's funny about that is it's not there anymore. But leaving my town, like Mothman said, Stu Blue went organic. That's a perfect like metaphor for it. But anyway, the floor, the road leading outside of the town I currently live in used to have a sign that said "Follow the yellow brick road," even though there's no yellow brick road, you know. But because we're in Kansas, you know, Dorothy,
Yeah,
Wizard of
yeah,
Oz.
Dorothy.
Yeah,
Uh
but yeah, no,
I
I've
never.
I've I've been all over the United States in like portions, but I've never been to any of the key spots. You know, never been to NYC. I was going to go to I was thinking about going to New York with uh the guy that's done some video on my channel. He said, "Hey, you want to go out to what is it? Build? What's that thing
Uh,
out in New York coming up soon?"
I don't know. Build?
It's maybe that's what I thought. It's I don't know. I've been saying it. It's an expo. It's a
Oh,
photography
okay. Oh,
videography expo.
photography thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's in New York and NYC. And I was thinking about it, but I was like, airplanes aren't doing real good right now, so I may just hold off on that this year.
Yeah.
I'd like
No,
to do
but
things. I'd love to get out to the desert, dude. I would love to get out to the desert for some photography, man.
yeah. No, and what David says here is makes sense. He says, I'm with him right here. He says, I'm fascinated by small town USA. Me too. I love those little towns. LA gets boring quick. Yes, it does. I mean, I guess we're from here, that's why.
Yeah,
But I like that little small town cafe kind of, where everybody knows each other kind of thing, the
yeah.
guy in the pickup truck and
Well, ours isn't quite like that.
okay.
As far as like small towns go, ours is, I guess, like I mean, we have like a downtown, but the problem with small town downtown in Kansas, they're all identical. Like they all kind of look the same. It's all
Mhm,
red brick, and but I mean, Augusta is getting a little bit better. Like we actually have two microbreweries now, which is like
mhm.
kind of weird. I mean, I've been taking a lot of pictures in there, you know, here lately because it's something new and fresh. But um, our small town diner is called World Famous Sugar Shanes.
All
Yeah,
right.
and we have this bar called Bricks that
Bricks.
yeah, it's called Bricks, and they actually have like some of the best pizza ever. But they
Uh,
they used to it used to be like a private bar. It was a $1 per year. That way people could still smoke cigarettes inside.
mhm,
And they got new owners and they got rid of that. And so I never used to eat there because it's like if you got a pizza, you get it back to your truck, you open it up, and it smells like cheese, pepperoni, and cigarettes. And so, but they don't smoke in there anymore. And now I'm discovering that their food is like awesome. Like if you like a Reuben, they got like a good Reuben, and
Hey, you know
that's
what
my
we should do? You know what we should do one year? Like all of us. We should just like go to one of these photo things and then
mm-hmm.
just all meet up in Vegas or something.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
You know what I
I'd be
mean?
down
Like
for
a
that, dude.
WPPI. I know Ryan Troy does it every year.
Yeah, yeah.
But we need to do something like that, where everybody just says, "Hey, we'll be there, meet up, even somewhere out in the East Coast."
I haven't
That'd
seen
be
I
cool.
haven't seen those dudes in a while. Teammate used to pop into my videos sometimes. He used to pop in the comments, but I ain't seen much from him lately on my channel. But
Team is busy guy. He's a busy. He's doing good on YouTube. He's actually blown up.
I haven't seen a subscriber count as of late. I imagine it's getting up there because he went through like a big period of growth. Like I looked at him one day and he was like, like 10,000 subs and then or 7,000 subs and then it was like, whoa, T to
What
the
up?
M to the IDD.
Yeah. What up, Art Bear? How are
Yeah,
you?
dude, he's at 55, dude. Good for him.
55K?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? Wow, he
yeah,
blew up.
good for him, dude.
Mozman is in the house. Good to see you here, bro. And man, like you know what? Um, you know who else blew up? And this is crazy. Like Carmine blew up.
Carmine,
Carmine Taverna,
I
Carmine
don't know
from New
who
York.
that.
He does a lot of these shorts.
What's his name? Carmine what?
If you search Carmine New York Nikon or something, like you'll come up. Carmine Taverna.
Taverna.
Taverna. Yeah, he blew up, bro. Like his channel went from like 1,000 to like 100,000, like literally overnight. That was it's amazing.
Really? Yeah,
Like
he's at 123K.
yeah, and he does these really cool shorts.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
good for him.
he doesn't really do videos that much anymore, but
It
like
looks like a lot of
he
film.
yeah, he has a lot of that like that old film camera knowledge, that eBay kind of buying.
Yeah,
It's because he's a
I
cool
still
cat.
think I still think if Albert would start a channel with all his wacky adapters,
Yeah,
I think he would. A lot of people would watch that just for not with an interest of adapting, but just seeing what he's
yeah.
getting up to because he's got all kinds. Uh,
Awesome.
Carmine is why you can't find a good deal on used gear anymore.
Yeah, because he always, yeah, I know what Mosman's saying. But you're right about the WPPI thing. Like this year was like there was no promotion on it. I didn't hear anything about it, and it just went by. I think it's going on, or it did just happened.
I
But
didn't see any. I
you
didn't
know,
even see any YouTube video. Did it already happen? Because I didn't see any YouTube videos on it.
I think it just happened. I think it was just, I think last week or something.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I guess
so
you're right. There was no buzz for it. I didn't see anything.
yeah, I didn't hear anything. I guess, but man, no, it's getting crazy. Like this camera industry is getting crazy right now. Like there's a lot of
I
things coming out.
remember. I remember when people were saying that YouTube photography was dead. That wasn't. It was like a couple of years ago. They're like, "Oh, photography on YouTube is dead," and there's still like stuff coming out all the time. I thought maybe that would be. I thought maybe that would be the case, and I got like a little discouraged. And then I woke up. I woke up one day and I was on the road to 10,000. And I was like, dude, there's no way it's true. With my fairly low budget, getting out by myself, and I mean, if people like watching that, then it can't be dead.
No, it's not dead. You just have to find your niche. There's guys out there that make a video and they get 100,000 views in like 2 days,
Yeah,
and I've never heard of these guys. It's crazy. Yeah, of course, Omar Gonzalez. He's awesome. I've had him on my show, and I think you asked the question, Richie. I've never had him. I've never asked him. He's a busy guy. Um, I don't know if he'll ever come on my show. I don't know. We'll see. But no, I never asked Richie.
see what you got to do. You got to get to the point where
It's
they just can't say no. It's like
yeah, I know.
you worry about the future. I was just thinking about this today because there's some guys that I watch that every single one of their videos has a this video is brought to you by uh, whatever. And I just know for a fact that they're probably getting $500 or $1,000 or more for that thing. And for a long time, I've always worried about it's like, well, I don't want to like the reason I started using a teleprompter is because I was cutting out so much stuff because if I start like riffing with jokes, it's like I can't post these jokes because I worry about my language and I worry about the potential of future sponsorship and stuff like that because I want to do YouTube full time, you know? And then I was like, oh, you know what though? These guys get to a point of popularity where I think that goes out the window. It's like, we don't care what you say because 200,000 people are going to watch you today. you know. So like once you get to that point, gotta
Hey, let
do
me
what you.
ask you something about Trotty.
Mhm.
She's really popular. What is she like? Is she an ambassador or something like that?
No, not to my
Okay.
knowledge. I don't think that she's a brand ambassador, but
Hmm.
she blew up quick too.
She blew up.
Um,
Yeah.
she actually, like my channel is sponsored by well, it's sponsored by Luminar Neo, and well, really, I guess you could say like Skylum. Like Skylum like sponsors like me like as a photographer. So when they come
Hey,
out with
congratulations, bro. High five on that.
yeah,
Congratulations. That's cool.
yeah, they whenever Aperty came out, which is that like the AI skin retoucher. Whenever that came out, they wanted me to rep it, and I was like, well, I got to try it out first. And it turns out they actually built that in partnership with Julia Trotti. And so she was blowing up on YouTube. She's a portrait photographer, and so Skylum got with her and said, "Hey, what do you want out of a tool that um, significantly reduces the time spent on like retouching?" And so she worked with them to build something that's very photographer driven, right? Something that like a skin retoucher would actually want, like not something gimmicky and stuff like that. And so that program, by the way, is awesome. It
I
is
got to check it
so
out.
it is incredible. Um, it
Send me a link. You send me one of your affiliate links. Like
I can
when you get a chance, just email it to me.
yeah I can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they actually if you just go to any of my videos, it's in most of the descriptions. But they I made a couple like silly videos. Like I made my nose really big and my eyes really big in it and stuff like that. It was pretty fun, but it's really powerful and it is just really nice. Like I think I timed it. I used to spend in like a quick retouch. It might take me 10 minutes to do, and that's not getting it like Glamour magazine. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in like a natural look. Just get rid of the blemishes and things like that. And so that might take me like 10 minutes per
Mm.
photo. And in Aperty, I can get it done. I can get the first one done in 3 minutes, and then I can copy and paste that across all of them. So if you have the same model with the same pimples in the same session, you can actually you can batch edit. You can copy it and paste that to all of them, and it just retouches all of them. I
That's
mean,
pretty
it literally,
dope.
yeah, it cut days off of my editing.
That's
So
pretty dope.
it's pretty sick.
Hey
Yeah, that's
guys in the chat, you like this kind of last second kind of like not amateurish kind of live stream?
yeah, just chilling.
This is yeah, this is cool too, you know? Just
How did the
just chilling.
how was the Claire focus
It was
doing?
good. It was good.
I,
She's
I I
chill.
missed
Yeah.
I missed it, but I went and rewatched it. Like
It was good.
it ended 3 minutes before I jumped in and rewatched.
No, it was good. I enjoyed myself. She really loved it. She has this boat she lives on, and
Yeah, I saw that, dude. That's wild, dude.
that's crazy.
She's like the definition of a free spirit. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna take this boat and then sell it when we're
Yeah,
done
her
traveling.
content is trippy. Like her content, I like her where her spirit is and her heart is. Like that's I like
Yeah,
that about her, you know. And she appreciates everything. And
I think
I
she has a lot of potential to turn into. I mean, she's a great photographer. Don't get me wrong, but I think her channel has potential to grow into something where she's not like a photographer on YouTube, but she's a personality.
yeah.
Like it's not like
No, she's
Claire.
definitely yeah.
It's not like Claire the photographer or Claire the painter or Claire the writer, but it's just like Claire Middleton as like a
Yeah.
personality. Like,
Yeah.
and so I think people will watch her because she's unique, and she's just doing her own thing. She's just like living life, you know. And
No,
I
that's
think
cool,
I think
man.
that's really cool. I think that would be like a really like a lot less stressful to be recognized as like a personality rather than having to perform a particular task. You know, you can just kind of
Yeah.
exist and do what you want.
Yeah, and I like the fact that she's herself, and I'm trying to just be myself, and I'm just trying to like just I don't know, just be myself and not wing it, and whatever content I want to make, I'll make.
This is a
And
really unflattering angle. I look really fat with this. with this
actually, you lost weight. I need to do some of that.
I'm like at 162 or something like that. I think whenever I started my channel, I was probably 215.
162. Damn, dude.
Yeah, something like that.
That's awesome, bro. Are you working out or what are you doing?
Well, really, at the end of the day, I'm sick, but but it's part of the side effects of
Oh,
the.
wait a minute, dude. Oh, wait a minute. We have to acknowledge Chuck.
Is Chuck
Wow.
in the house? What's up, Chuck?
Yeah.
AP Studios in the house Saturday nights. Don't miss it.
Chuck. Hey, uh, Chuck, what's going on, brother?
You got the
Wow.
whole crew in here, man.
I miss you, brother.
It's good to see, man. It's good to it's good to see. It really is good to see.
I miss you, Chuck. Ah, all right. Try not to get too emotional here. Uh, yeah. Wow, Chuck. I hope you're doing great, man. I miss our chats every day. I used to call him every day, man. Bug him for an hour. We used to have conversations on the phone, and he was the glue that held everybody together. Even the guys that would misbehave, he was the glue.
Yeah. Yeah, he
And
got me a few times because I said a curse word a couple times.
yeah, man. How can you? I mean, man, the king. I used to call him the king of live stream.
That's right. He started the free format, man.
He's the best to ever do it, and I enjoy myself every time, man. Oh man, that's made my day, Chuck. It made my day. Um, wow, lost my train of thought for a second. Let's so yeah. I mean, I think we're all excited. This camera's gonna be great.
Yeah, dude.
Um, and I got a lot of things I gotta get. I gotta get a lot of cameras. I gotta. I'm happy with what I got now. But you know what? I'm starting to buy some really older f mount glass
Mhm.
and stuff that really nobody wants. I'm trying out, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
I've gotten close to buying a D610 again because and I was thinking about it today too. Like when you and Claire were talking about how what your D4 is to you and like what her D3 is to her. You know, for
Yeah.
me, that was my D610. Like I used like my original D610. I rolled the shutter on it and replaced it. You
Oh
know,
wow.
and like I shot so many photos that the shutter started playing around.
Yeah.
And so I replaced it with another one. And eventually, like whenever I went mirrorless, I got rid of the D610. And but like now I'm like, dude, like the D610 is really whenever I became like I feel like a photographer. You know, like I went full frame, and that's where like I got serious about photography like at that moment. That's whenever I dove in because that was like my first big purchase, you know. And sometimes I'm just like, well, it's like I should have if ever because I don't get attached to cameras. I don't get attached to gear, really. It's like I get what I need for a particular time, but it's like sometimes I think I'm like, man, the D610 is like what made me. I feel like, because like once I got that, I mean, you know what it's like whenever you get something that you're really excited about, and then you just run the wheels off of it, just take pictures of stuff that you don't even care about. Just you just want to use it.
Was that the 610? No, Maz, that was the 600.
Yeah, that was the 600. I got the 610 after the after the recall. Actually, I
The
was gonna
S.
pull this up because Mozman actually has since he's like a member of the channel, right? So he got to see this video early. And he had the funniest comment, and I'm gonna read it off. So what this is supposed to be for macro, and it hooks in right here. But the problem with it is like this doesn't lock, and so if you go to like turn it, it comes out like nothing. Like it pops out so easy, and it's just such a pain. And in the video, like I accidentally shot a large portion of the in the field stuff in slow mo, and with the slow mo you don't get audio. And I was like, thank God, because I would have had to censor the crap out of it because I was like cussing at it because it's just such a hunk of crap. And Mosman went and he was the first person to comment on it. And he said, it's so funny. He said, these won't even make it to the used market. They'll end up in landfills across the country. But it's such
Yeah. Hey, Chuck. See you. Yeah, man. No problem,
a
Chuck.
later, buddy.
Have a good night, brother. Thank you for joining. It means a lot.
Yeah, dude, it's good to see everybody in here. But you know, this is the problem with being a YouTuber, is they send me this. This is not cheap. This system is like $500. They send it to me for free, and I have nothing good to say about it. Like it's it's a piece of shit. Like I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's annoying to use.
Yeah. Hey,
I got
man.
a couple Viltroxes down there that are okay.
Free stuff's cool.
Yeah, I just wish I could like well like with some of the Viltrox sent me like some crop sensor lenses,
Uh,
and I'm not real like interested in those. And so since I do the reviews for free, I make a little bit of money whenever I sell those locally. You know, for
yeah.
like a good, if I can get $50 out of them, it's 100% profit for
Dude,
me.
Viltrox send me some cool stuff lately.
They
Like,
I reached back out to them. I'm like, hey, I'd love to do more. Dude, I want to try the lab. You know,
that's what I want. Yeah, I sent him an email. I didn't get nothing back from that. I don't think
I
they need more my promotion for that lens because they already got plenty from the
yeah.
big boys.
Everybody knows that it's already a good lens, and
Yeah, they don't need the small boys talking about it. But
it's also like a lot more expensive. Like this 56 f1.7 down here. It's an APS-C lens. I don't think that lens is a couple $100. It's easy to part with that to get some free coverage on it, you know. And so, I mean, I understand it. Like, I mean, I understand the game, and I'll be there. I'll be there someday, you know. I'm putting in the time now. If they want me to try out some of these less expensive lenses, the only lenses I won't do ever again are the per gear lenses. I will not do those.
yeah, I did those once. They were cool. Actually, I wanted that 16, and they actually sent it to me. Like
Hmm.
I requested that 16. I'm like, yeah, I could actually use this for in my bag.
Hmm.
Like, and they actually sent it to me, which was cool. That thing's like what is that? How much is that lens? Like $600.
Are you talking about the Viltrox 16?
16, yeah, 16 full frame.
Hmm.
Great lens. It's got the little
Yeah,
display.
I thought we were talking about per gear. I thought per
No,
gear
no, no,
sent
no.
you a 16
Viltrox.
mil.
They send me. You know what? I got a full frame lens from this company right here. Hold on. Actually, this is a pretty good lens.
The Suray?
Yeah, Aurora 85.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a full frame 85 1.4 Z mount, and actually, it's right here. And I shot a. This thing has really good bokeh, really good lens. It's got heft to it.
You did a review on that one, didn't you?
Have I? I'm not sure if I did this one, but I used it.
I thought you did.
I actually pointed it out to one of in my videos.
Hmm.
But this thing is pretty cool, dude. Very nice lens.
Is the Aurora just like their higher end kind of
Yeah, I think so.
nomenclature?
Yeah,
What are you rocking these days, man? What's your Z mount? What's your Z mount collection looking like, or what are you using?
I sold a couple things. The Z9. I don't have a Z8. Never owned one.
Hmm.
The Z. I have two Z6s. I had a Z50. I sold it. Um,
Had the
I'm
flip
look.
up screen on it,
Yeah, I sold that thing.
or the flip
Yeah,
down screen.
it's a cool camera. Two Z6s, Z9. I never owned a Z8. I'm looking to getting a Z6 III. But as far as like a 24-70 2.8, 7200 Z2.8, 14 to 24, 14 to 30, 35, which is the lens you hate. I like that lens. The
Wait,
51
what are the Z lenses again? I missed
Z
those.
lens, 24 to 70 2.8,
Hmm.
7200 2.8,
Of course, because
14 to
you're
24 2.8. I got the
because you're
Trinity.
yeah.
14 to 30, 35, 51 2, 85 1 2.
And you did get the 85 one too.
Yeah,
Oh
85
God,
1
is
2,
it
10.
miraculous or what?
Oh yeah, 105 MC. What else do I have? 50 51 8.
Hmm.
What else do I have? And a bunch of Viltrox and stuff.
Yeah, I've got. Well, we talked about the cameras. I have the Z6 III, which once I honestly don't even need that anymore because I have that DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and that is just so convenient. Um, I got the Z6 III for my B-roll camera. I've been doing everything on the Pocket 3. So if you're looking for a Z6 III, Vahagan, I might sell mine to you for a good deal. But
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
we could talk about that off, uh, sometime later. But like I said, I got that primarily for B-roll, and it's done good for like making content. But I've made all the content that I need for it. Like I've done all of the lenses and how they work on that lens. And I just like I said, I just don't do the B-roll for it. This is the life of a YouTuber. I wouldn't even own that camera if I wasn't doing YouTube. Uh, but for like lenses, I got the 24-1.8, which I don't really need anymore. Um, so that
Oh, I
one
forgot to say that 21. I have the 21 8.
oh, that lens. Yeah, I have that one
Mm,
too. That
mm.
I'll never get rid of that one. That one's so good. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, I have the 24-1.8 that I don't need anymore, and then
yeah.
everything else is stuff that I never. I actually I might would get rid of the Plena. I might would get rid of the Plena.
See, I don't have that, and I'm looking to get that too.
I might sell that to you as well. The reason is because I did a video because I couldn't decide whether like I felt like maybe the 85-1.2 and the 35-1.8 were like I couldn't decide which one I liked more on any given day. And then I
Mm.
shot them side by side, and what I found out is as far as rendering goes, they're as they're as sharp, they're as contrasty, they're as colorful. Now, shockingly, you can't tell the difference in sharpness from the Plena at 1.8 and the 85. Really impressive for the 85-1.2. It's unnoticeable. Hang on, I gotta. Yo, hello. Oh shoot, hang on.
I unplugged my earbuds. I mean, it was
Uh,
wired.
yeah, I did. I did mine too. They were starting to die. But anyway, when I shot them side by side, I realized that the 85-1.2 is still my favorite lens of all time, and the Plena is actually fourth. It's my fourth favorite lens, and so um, I wouldn't necessarily like the only reason I would keep it is because it's like an exotic, because it's like oh like I just like I don't care about that anymore, you know. I got it because I loved 135 was my jam at one point over 85, but the 85-1.2 it's I just use it all the time, you know. And so the Plena isn't getting a whole lot of love, you know.
Dude, that 85 1.2 is my favorite
It's
prime.
it's so good, dude.
It's good. I think we sound better without the ear things.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what David says.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's not doing like a feedback loop kind of deal.
No, I think YouTube's got their live streaming thing now.
Well, that's good. But anyway, yeah. So I got the 20, the 24, the uh 51-2, 35-1.2,
Oh, you have
85.
that too?
Yeah, I got you. You want to see it?
Yes, I want to see it.
All right, 1 second. I don't have any fine art behind me. Okay, no, we're good.
I didn't know you bought that lens.
Yeah, I made videos on it already.
Why didn't I see any of that?
Because you don't like me.
No, dude. Come on.
I know, I'm messing with you. Yeah, this is what I've been recording myself on YouTube the last couple of days. By the way, guys, this is what a YouTube rig looks like, and it's painful and horrific. This sits inside of my teleprompter. Actually, I should have showed you what that looks like before I. Yeah, I could probably.
It's good you don't have the small rig cage on that, or do you?
I have it, but it's not attached right now. And then this is what you guys always see. I got this little setup. Now, what's nice about this 35-1.2 is I can get the microphone to where it's like not in there anymore, almost. But the audio quality isn't that great because the Shure SM7B wants to be really close, and so I'm actually thinking about getting like a shotgun mic. But let me pull this off of the Z9 real quick.
Look, I guess the audio is everybody's saying it's much better now. I
Well,
guess
that's crazy. Yeah, all right, we'll do it like this next
you
time.
have you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, dude. Like I said earlier, dude. I had the money set aside for the. I set aside. It started off. I set aside 2,100 because at first I assumed that it would be the same price as the 51.2, and then as time went on and it drug out and it took longer and longer for this to get launched, I was like, they're innovating. And then the Mesoamorphous started coming out. I'm like, I bet they're going to stick that on there. And so I set aside 2,500 like probably a year and a half or 2 years ago. And so I've been sitting on that waiting for this to launch. So like as soon as it was announced, got it.
can I see the front element real quick?
Yeah, here, let me get all of this. I want to show you something. Since you have like a point of reference. Oh, here you go. So
I have the 51 too, and it looks like that. It's like a 51 too.
that's exactly what I'm about to show you.
Okay. Wow. Same thing.
It's very, very similar. Let me put the rear cap on this real quick.
I know Matt Irwin did a video using this lens, and it was pretty cool. It looked
Yeah.
nice.
50, 35. Almost the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
The 50 has the screen, 35 doesn't.
Wow.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's so similar. It is so similar. What you do have, you have instead of the screen, they basically just like replace the display button for the screen with like another function button. So if you're shooting in landscape, you have this one. If you kick it over to portrait, you have that one. So, but no, dude, this lens is sweet, man. It's a ton of fun. I haven't had a 35 in like a long time, and I forgot how much fun I have shooting 35s. You know, they're a lot of people don't like them, but for me, like I like environmental portraits, and I like getting a scene, and this is great to get a scene whenever you're indoors. You know, so
Yeah.
I'm about to do a video, a ridiculous 3-1.2 f1.2 lens shoot where I decide if it still goes 85 50 and then everything else, or maybe it goes 85 35 50. What's crazy is like even though the 85 1.2 is my favorite lens of all time, the 51.2 still gets more use than every single lens combined. Like I still use this more than anything. It's because
That's
50
cool.
is 50 is so versatile, you know. But
Yeah.
no, if you grab them off the shelf, I've already grabbed the 50 like 4 times instead of the 35. Like I keep grabbing because they look the exact same.
Wow.
Same thing with the 85 and Plena. Like they're so similar. What's up, Darth Prime? Darth Prime's in the house.
Street. Oh yeah. Street photography worthy. They're just big. That's the only thing.
They are big. They're big. And yeah. in my scoring, both the 50 and the 35 got their lowest scores in bagability because they're just they're awkward.
Yeah.
I find longer lenses more annoying to bag than fat lenses. So it's one of those like pointless scores. Like, who cares about bagability? Because I'm after optics anyway. But
Yeah.
you know.
No, that's great. Well, congratulations on your purchases and stuff.
I'm actually done with lenses now.
Good.
That
And I
was
think
that was the last one.
and I think you're done with bodies too.
Yeah, I don't need any more. I don't need any more bodies. I actually when I'd like to like back to the Z5 II. I'd like to have them because I have a place in my heart for it. It's just not. It's just not really like I can't justify it, because I've got everything I need for my own photography work. I got two cameras and all the lenses that I need. The 35 was the missing piece. I've got all my primes, and like I said, that little DJI Pocket 3, Osmo Pocket 3 or whatever. It's so handy for content creation, and like I can literally give it to somebody that doesn't know anything about video, and it's stable. Everything that they do looks good as long as they keep me in frame, and like it's so easy an idiot can do it, and I don't need a third body anymore. So it's actually kind of a nice thing for the YouTube channel now.
Dude, at one point I had so many lenses. I had so much gear at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And it got like overwhelming. I didn't know what to use, and I was like, well, this one doesn't get enough play. This one doesn't get enough play.
Yeah.
At one point I had 600, 400, 300, 200. Like I had all these lenses, and there's a few that I regret selling, and I want back, like the 600 f4. I really want that lens back.
Is it the F mount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can touch the 600 Z lens, I would, but it's just a little pricey.
Yeah, I'm just to rent that one to do a little weekend deal with. That's the last one that I'm doing because I'm on this journey
Yeah.
to
Do all
test
the lenses.
to do all the lenses. Just to rent that one for 3 days is $600.
Wow.
Yeah. D
That's
Moots doesn't live that far away. I talked to him about because he has some of those longer telephoto lenses, and we talked about making some content, but I don't think he's really like into like the YouTube stuff. Like he was doing a little bit, but I don't think there's any
I
benefit for him to
I
to
think like
do it.
even YouTube, and then like even lenses. Like I think we photographers go into these little phases, like where because I haven't talked to Dimut in a while. Like I don't know what he's
Yeah.
been doing, but
He lives
last
like
time I
2 hours
talked
away
to him,
from me.
yeah, last time I talked to him, he was renting a Canon,
Mhm.
trying out the R5, but um, and then he was doing construction at his house, and so you go into these phases. Even me, like I went on to all these phases. I bought all the telephotos, and
Yeah.
and and then you kind of like you regret selling some, then you want them back, but then I think it's the most important thing to do is just go out and shoot
Yep.
and just create content, like just do your photography, man.
Yep.
So
And
what selling some of those lenses did for me was not worrying about the gear too much and just taking whatever I had and just going out and shooting.
yeah.
But that 600 f4, that's the only lens that I regret selling, and that's probably I could probably go and buy one, the FL, the one I had. Um, I sold the first one I had to Demoots. Can you believe it?
Oh, really?
I sold that one to Demoots. Then I bought another one. Sold that one too. Which the second one I bought was mint, mint, mint. I don't know. I sold it for what I bought it for.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been lucky as far as the stuff that I have owned in the last 4 years of doing YouTube. I've been pretty lucky. Like I haven't gotten seriously burned on any gear. I think the worst I got burned was whenever I decided I was just going to go primes. whenever I got out of my Zooms because I wasn't doing paid work anymore,
Yeah.
I got burned pretty good on those just because the market was so bad at that point. I mean, so bad. You remember it was probably maybe a couple years ago now, but the used market was awful. Like they had like the 24 to 70 f2.8s. Like since people were buying them for like $1,500, like I I don't remember what I sold it for, but that's a 20.
I love that lens.
That lens is so awesome.
I love that.
That's a $2,400 lens, and
Yeah.
I got a bunch of offers for like under 1,500. I'm like, you
Nah,
are high. You are.
you can't find one for $2,000 now. You can't find one.
Yep.
No one's selling their stuff. If you do a search, it's hard to find Z gear for sale now. Like the
Yeah,
good stuff.
I went to I occasionally go to KEH whenever people ask for recommendations in the comments. I'll go to KEH and see what's going on. And there was one day I went to KEH and I typed in Nikon Z and it was a broken page. There wasn't, there wasn't anything on there. Like I couldn't even get to the page. I don't know what's on there now. Last time I looked, dude, the used prices were, I'm like, I would just buy new at that point, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna buy something used for $300 less than new. I'm just not gonna do it. You know, I'll say,
Yeah, I only buy used if I can get like significant off, like 40%.
yeah, like I want like a good deal. You know,
You're not, you're not gonna find it. I bought my 24 to 70 and 1424 for such a good deal.
I remember that. It's like you lucky bastard, dude.
I
Lucky
made a
bastard.
video on it. I
Yeah, I
have a video
remember.
on it.
Yeah, I bought it from some young kid, right?
I'm a young kid, yeah. It was cool.
Lenses, mirrorless lenses. You click on mirrorless lenses. There's not lens mount. Okay, load more. Here we go. Where's the Z mount? Let's see what they got in Z mount. You remember a long time ago, whenever I was doing the cheap ass glass series,
Yeah.
I was finding those old Nikon lenses for like $30. Here you
Yeah.
go. Look at this. The Nikon Z180 to 600 millimeter, $1,897. That's a $2,000 lens, brand new.
How
I'm pretty
much?
sure. $1,897.
That's not a good deal.
No, that's like new. Hang on a second. Maybe it's even worse than I remember. Nikon Z 180 to 600. That is a really fun lens though. For the money you pay, it is actually really nice. I gave it a good score on my website. Yeah, at Adorama, brand new, 1896.95. That's got to be used. That's got to be used. That can't be top rated gear. Is this? That's new.
Yeah.
So KEH is literally selling used stuff for 5 cents over top. At best. At best. Okay, so that's new. They have one that's brand new. The like new is 1807. The like new minus is 1777. Why not just spend $120 more and get a brand new one? That
Yeah.
makes no sense to me. That's not even
Yeah.
a deal.
I don't even buy from them, bro. I just go
That's
to
like a swindling. 1,097 for a 24 to 120 f4s.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a kit lens. Now it's a good lens, but it's a kit lens. There should be a billion of them out there.
Yeah.
That is not a good deal. The 24 to 70 f4 you can get for under $500 though. They're
Someone's
probably
selling
filthy with those.
400 4.5 for 2,900.
That ain't bad.
There's a 7,200, 2,250. I want to see this at 18 and then I'll buy it. 2,000. See, 24 to 70. Z8 for 3,000. Wait, with the lens, 28 to 400 lens. Huh.
Oh, I did not, dude. I put so admittedly, I put so little effort into my review of that lens because it is so unfun to use.
Hmm.
It's not terrible. But that, dude, there's something really, really disheartening and really, like, here's what I do, like, with photography. If I'm not enjoying myself, I like close off. And I end up going and just getting something I enjoy, like my 51 II or the 21 8, to kind of revitalize myself. Because, like, dude, this is just like such a buzzkill. And there's something really, really treacherous about being outside at noon when the sun is like right above your head and having to shoot at f8. Like you're stuck at f8 with a camera that can do 1/32,000th of a second.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like I don't want to shoot here. Like, I have the shutter speed to shoot this at f1.8 at high noon. That's what I'm used to. That's why I like my Z9 and my Z8 and electronic shutters. And this thing, I'm trying to like zoom in on something, and it's like I'm stuck at f8, and I have to be at like 800 ISO at noon. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, in order for me to have enough shutter speed, it's like it was so unfun to use. I understand the versatility. I don't have a problem with hyper zooms, even though people accuse me of that because I hate the 24 to 200. I don't have a problem with like hyper versatile zooms. I really don't. But that 28 to 400 was a lot of not fun to use. Like, it really was.
Madhouse. I lost out on the 400-2.8. Yeah, I hate losing out on some good deals. You know, like sometimes you don't have the cash in hand, and
Yeah.
then it's sold, and then I hate when they call them, and when you call these people and they say, "Well, if you buy it today, I can do it today for this price."
Yeah, you're in the wrong place at the right time.
Or when they say, the best is when they say, "I've or somebody else coming for it right now." You know, you're like 10 minutes late. They put it for like a really cheap price. Or yeah, I'll pick it up, bro. Just hold it there for me. Well, I have somebody else coming, but if he flakes, I'll call you back.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Zach. Thanks for joining, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'm glad
Um,
this worked, man. This is actually this worked a lot better than I thought it would. I remember when this launched, this whole thing, this
yeah,
YouTube or live together or whatever they call it.
I gotta figure if I do this more often, I gotta figure out how to turn off my. Yeah, you could turn off cellular, right? Because I'm getting a bunch of calls on my phone. That's the only bad thing. If you notice, I've been doing this,
Oh.
rejecting calls. But um, yeah, you can turn off cellular, I guess, when you do this. Just go with
Yeah.
the Wi-Fi. So we'll do next time. But yeah, no, you like this, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad. Works out pretty good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, just go on your YouTube app on your phone. Boom. You know, select the add a friend selection,
Hmm.
then send a link like I did to you. I'll click on your link and also I'll join wherever I'm at.
That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool concept.
Yeah. All
Sitting up
right. You.
against my macaroni salad.
Yeah. You
Which is
should do these.
probably bad now. It's probably room temperature.
Oh, sorry, bro. I messed
No,
up your dinner.
you're good. Man.
Anyway.
I didn't like it anyway.
All right. Sorry
I'll,
about that. But
I'll,
anyway, thanks for joining. And
yeah, no
everybody in the
problem.
chat, thanks a lot. Everybody that watched and contributed, and check out ZWade Photo's YouTube channel.
Come on over.
ZWade Photo, Z5 II. Yeah. I'll get my hands on one eventually. And we'll play with it. Store owner, and I gave you what is he saying? Exactly. That's what happened to my store owner. Said I gave you a chance to get it. Yeah, madhouse. All right, guys. ZWade, thanks again, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
We'll talk soon.
Yep,
Keep on
later, dude.
rocking the YouTube thing.
Yeah, you too, man. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.